Okay, we'll turn Dragon back on, we'll sign the progress note, and you'll notice that since we have mentioned that Ron is a diabetic, you'll see that Practice Partner will ask us or prompt us if we want to add Ron to a health maintenance protocol specifically for diabetes. And of course, we'll say yes there. Wake up, sign progress note. Okay. And now the audience never has to hit the refresh button, but sales reps do. And let's have a look at what we have seen now. Go to sleep. So the first thing we notice are all the green highlights around here. So clearly, just by dictating a progress note, we've updated the various chart tab sections. And I think it's very important to point that out. You don't want to dictate progress notes, whether you dictate with transcription or dictate with voice recognition, and end up with a free text progress note and then have an empty chart everywhere else. You need structured, queryable, reportable data in all these tabs, and of course you need an organized chart. You don't want to have to leaf through these progress notes to find out what medication some patient is on. So let's look through these tabs. We'll show you what we have, again, in discrete fields. Our major problem, the two minor problems, and the two procedures, all there. And of course, since we noted that Ron is now a diabetic, he, under his health maintenance module, which is this right here, he has fallen under our disease protocol for diabetes. We've also noted that we gave him his flu shot today. That came over from the progress note. Now, doctors normally don't have to go here, but we'll show the audience. There's the template for his diabetes protocol. So we are not going to miss Ron when we do our disease management or any other studies or queries. We've updated also the medication list. There's the new amoxicillin, there's the new sulfa, and the vital signs were already there. Past medical history, that came across about his history of otitis media and his major problems. We've sent the order for the ear canal irrigation over to the order entry module. Now that's going out to my nurse. Other orders might go out to your laboratory. And if we want to, we can virtually walk down the hallway here, and we'll become our nurse. We'll show you what she or he would see on their side. Nurses have their own dashboard, which looks a little bit different than providers' dashboards, and we see that Ron Smith has been ordered to have an ear canal irrigation. It's pending, ordered by Dr. Abel B. Cobb. So the nurse knows to take care of that. And we'll log in again. We're just parking the system, not really exiting. We'll move down our virtual hallway, become the doctor again, and then let's look at that progress note. It's done a very good job. Clearly, Dragon today is very good at recognizing speech and turning it into text. So there's the history of the visit, his problems. We've updated his allergies, updated the past medical history there. You saw that we dropped in the vital signs and we automatically dropped in the current meds. Those are just two examples. You can use commands to drop in virtually everything about this patient's chart. His last lipid panel results, hemoglobin A1C level, current meds, major problems, allergies, vital signs, past social and or family history, on and on. If we scroll down, we had some more text that we dictated. We diagnosed him with a couple of problems. These are going over on the electronic encounter form as well, out to our billing station. And some more comments. We dropped in here a very large pre-built text macro. So doctors say the same thing over and over. For many visits, no need to even dictate that with speech recognition. They can just have macros and drop them in. We wrote the medication. We wrote the order to the nurse. We checked off your flu shot there. We did the order, cleaned out the ears. We noted it was a 213 office visit, and then we had a note to two different people at our office. At the front desk, they'll see the note here about scheduling him back for, in this case, a physical exam. And then our billing department will see the note about the diabetes. It's just for reference only. Since we updated his problem list, don't post it. And then, of course, we had our electronic signature there at the bottom. So now let's walk around our clinic, and let's bring up the scheduler, and we'll show you what they see that came over on the encounter form for the checkout, and then we'll go over to our billing station. So with the integrated system, we can just come right up to the scheduler here, and of course this is what our scheduling staff are doing, and someone up there would be working off this list of electronic encounter forms. They see Ron is finished with his visit because his line is blue, opens up the encounter form, and they don't really care. They're the checkout station. They don't really care about the codes. That's for the billing department. But they see the bright red dot there that tells them there's something to do about this patient. Schedule them back for a visit. Okay, we'll do that, and we'll ignore the diabetic diagnoses. That's for our billing department. So the schedulers then might move to some other day, somewhere in the future, wherever. And when they go to look up the patient to make the appointment, they don't have to do a patient lookup. Practice Partner is context sensitive, so we move from scheduling to EMR to the chart, whatever program, and we've been working with Ron so it remembers that. Of course, we could look up a different patient if we wanted to. So we could put in the reason and we would make the appointment there at 11 o'clock. All right, now let's look at our billing system and see what they would see over on their side. So we'll move down the hallway here, and this is the dashboard for our medical billing clerk, Janine, and she sees here, of course, it's running down here a little bit late at the bottom, Ron Smith, there's the encounter form, and she notices the red action item as well. Diabetes is for reference only, don't post it, that's fine. So she'll say that she has addressed that. Now her action item is green, she's good to go. She could take her diabetes off, of course, and then she would link up the charges, go ahead and link them all up, and then post them. Now, at this point, we'll probably stop. This is an audience of doctors and nurses, but just FYI, we've automatically posted our charges for Able B Cobb. There's the procedures, diagnoses, the costs, etc., and we're ready to move on to the next patient. So we'll finish with that if we were a billing clerk. And you have seen how by simply dictating, with or without a transcriptionist or speech recognition, the doctor updates the entire chart, gets a fully organized chart with discrete reportable data. You can do your disease management studies, etc. Really just working off a single screen, never moving your mouse. Frankly, you don't even touch your mouse if you don't want to, or the keyboard.